The person who accused him and tried to sue him as being a part of some craziness has been proven to be false. And apparently there might be even a recording of this person saying that it was not true. So this is interesting. The woman who said she was 13 when Sean, Jay-Z, and Diddy SA'd her after a 2000 MTV Music Awards show, which was, by the way, we went over the locations, we went over what after party they were at. We talked about all this sort of stuff. MTV Music Awards is heard on recording agreeing Jay-Z did not SA her and saying her lawyer pushed her to sue him.
Darkness.
That's dark. Click into the article. Let's see if we can get the recording of it or see if we can find it. Okay, so the woman's lawsuit against them, keep going down, was dismissed without prejudice. The recording, an expert of which was obtained by ABC News, is between the woman, identified as Jane Doe, and two private investigators associated with Carter. Now, this woman, by the way, is autistic. Like, that's like documented. He was just there, but he didn't have anything to do with any SA acts towards you, the private investigator asked. Yeah, Jane Doe replied.
Now, what does that mean?
Carter's attorney, Alex Shapiro, denies that Jay-Z has ever met Jane Doe. In the recording, the woman is heard telling the investigators that her lawyer, Tony Busby, put her up to it. Now, this guy, Jay-Z is suing Tony Busby.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yep, keep going. He was the one that kind of pushed me towards going forward with him, with Jay-Z, the woman is her saying. Busby did, the investigator asked? Yeah, the woman replied. Busby called the idea that he pushed her into suing Jay-Z a blatant lie. So now this guy who Jay-Z is suing is saying it's a blatant lie. As far as the suggestion that I pushed Jane Doe to bring a case against Jay-Z, that is a blatant lie that I directly, contrary to all documentary evidence, he said. Carter's attorney said the tapes speak for itself and should leave no doubt about his innocence. She says, in no uncertain terms, Mr. Carter did not do this. It's effectively a lie, and the only reason Mr. Carter is ever involved in this is because she was pushed to involve him. Now, wait a minute. I don't mean to be this guy, but if he was there, allegedly,
yeah,
and Diddy did do something.
Yeah.
Aren't you then complicit? I mean, this is what Tupac went to jail over.
Being complicit? For
Tupac wasn't even
RIP?
Tupac was in the other room. Yeah.
During RIP?
Yeah.
He went to jail for that?
He went to jail for that. They separated him from the other folks who were accused of the actual SA.
Yo.
And then just being in the same hotel room, he ended up going to jail for like a year for it. So I don't know if that's what is being alleged here, but that's still super sus, you know?
Yeah, it's pretty bad. Because the headline made it sound like he wasn't involved at all and it was all a lie.
Right. She says, in no uncertain terms, Mr. Carter did not do this. It is effectively a lie, and the only reason Mr. Carter is involved in this is because she was pushed to involve him. Jane Doe said in a sworn declaration she stands by her claims and dropped her lawsuit because of fear of intimidation. She also denied telling the investigation Busby sought her out as a client or that he encouraged her to pursue a false claim against Jay-Z. She said she felt intimidated and terrified at being confronted on her doorstep, that the investigators knew her name and address. I mean, yeah, I can see how she would feel intimidated and terrified. I'm sure Jay-Z felt intimidated and terrified to be accused of something like this if he didn't do it.
Hello.
Right? Shapiro said the investigators who appeared Jane Doe did not coerce her or threaten her. She voluntarily spoke to them, and she told them her truth, which she was under no circumstances did. Jay-Z, who sold more than 140 million albums, is one of the world's best-selling artists. He is married to Beyonce, and they share 3 children. It's tough to hear a false lie said about you spread through the internet and affecting your children. Shapiro said it's tough on him. It's tough on anybody. But what he does is prove himself innocent. Today is hopefully the final chapter in that. Okay, well, that's good. I will say this. This is the thing that I think people don't understand about a situation like this is the ability for something like this to spread and the damage it does to someone's reputation. I'll give you guys a personal example. So we had a couple videos made that were put together by someone who is like actually has a track record of spiritual abuse.
Yeah.
Documented decades-long track record of spiritual abuse, runs a compound, calls himself a pastor. These videos spread. Other people reacted to them of out-of-context stuff. I didn't tell you this. I was on the House of David's YouTube channel when we did that podcast.
Yeah.
And someone in the comment put, Ruslan has some explaining to do about the allegations.
That's crazy.
Just that word attached to a man in 2025.
Yeah, that's wild.
It's crazy. So that's why we put allegations in quotation marks, right?
Yeah.
And then people see that and it goes, wait a minute, that's crazy, right? Like that's crazy. And so what it does is just a word, just language can smear and put smut on someone's name.
Yeah. And for you folks that don't know what we're talking about, it was a theology issue.
It was a complete
nothing sandwich.
Is it that nothing burger?
Yeah.
Right?
But they put allegations for a nothing burger and made it sound like it was.
And so this is the thing, is like these things are not without consequences. Yeah. So when someone is lacking basic discernment of what are the sources and why is this person mad, and then someone watching a video that might be autistic themselves, can't critically think through what's actually being discussed, the context of the videos, and then goes and says stuff like Ruslan has allegations to answer to. Like that's craziness. In the House of David YouTube channel.
That's great. That's awful.
As I'm doing an interview with Dallas Jenkins and John, like that's crazy stuff, right?
Like what is it?
And so like you can go above and beyond, explain everything in details, and you still have somebody like they pulled up in this chat asking a dumb question, asking a goofy question.
Idiot. Right?
That's what you're dealing with in this climate. And so I'm glad that he went out of his way and went above and beyond and to prove his innocence. But these things are not without consequences in terms of forever in people's minds, there will always be this sort of narrative around this dude.
That's true, because part of me still thinks that that he just intimidated her into saying that it was all false.
I mean, it's possible. It's possible. And I'm not saying that Jay-Z hasn't done some sus stuff.
It's been litigated behind closed doors.
Yeah, well, she walked back. She dropped out of her own lawsuit.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's the danger that we're in, is just using that type of word or to say something like this. You tarnish somebody's entire reputation. And so you can be as above and beyond and do your best to be as transparent as possible. And these things can still bring harm to people. And so I'm glad that he walked through this. I'm glad the Amber Heard and Johnny Depp situation happened.
True.
You know what I mean?
Don't believe all women.
Don't believe all women.
Hello.
Like that's dumb. Like believe like what? Wait. All women? Even the ones who are mentally developmentally delayed? All women? I don't know about that. I have a massive update for you. I'm sure by this point, you've heard about the Blessed God Summit happening March 27th, 28th, 29th here in beautiful Carlsbad, California. But we've heard your requests. We've conceded to your demand. There are virtual tickets that are now available for the Blessed God Summit, so you can access it from anywhere in the world, as well as access to the replays. And for those of you guys that are looking for something extra, we're also offering a virtual ticket and an exclusive Bless God Summit merch bundle. There's some amazing art and some exclusive pieces done by our friend Josh Nadeau from Sword and Pencil that you have to check out. So join us online for the virtual event and experience some sessions from my favorite podcasters, pastors, and performers. We have a stacked lineup. I'm talking about Preston Perry, Dr. Sean McDowell, Inspiring Philosophy. What do you mean? Lila Rose, Alan Parr and his wife Jen Parr. We even have Nate Sala from Wise Disciple, Gavin Ortland, David Wood, Avery from God Logic Apologetics. And on the pastoral side, we have my friend Daniel Golding, Pastor Ed Newton from CBC in San Antonio, and my personal pastor from Rhythm Church, Pastor Jeff Moores and his wife Erin Moores. You won't want to miss out from amazing performances from America's Got Talent winner Dustin Savella, Billboard charting hip-hop artist John Keith, and Miles Minnick. And we're still finalizing a few more speakers. So head over to blessgod.shop, get your virtual ticket now, and you can get yourself a bundle with some of the exclusive merch as well. I'll see you over there, all right? Peace.